Dear friends, welcome again. Know much about birds. Most birds can fly. This has meant that over the years they have been able to live in places that other animals could not get to. They live in every part of the world, even in the chilly Arctic. There are almost 10,000 different kinds of birds in the world. They range from the enormous flightless ostrich, which is taller than a man, to the bee hummingbird, which is smaller than your thumb. Birds are among the most colorful creatures in the world. Pigeons, buzzard, blackbird, parakeets, macaw, flamingo, chicken, penguin, ostrich, kiwi, parrot, doves, owl, etc. etc. Only a few animals in the world are able to fly. Those are insects, bats, and birds. But none of them are more powerful or skilled than the bird. Birds are the only creatures that have feathers. They use them to fly and to keep warm. Some birds use brightly colored feathers for display. Different feathers have different jobs on a bird. Outer wing, inner wing, tail feather, body feather have different works, different habits. A bird can fly because it has wings and a very light skeleton. Many of the bones are hollow. Birds have short and compact bodies that make them neat flyers too. About 1/3 of birds spend summer in one place, then when the winter sets in, they fly thousands of miles to a warmer spot. Often they go to exactly the same places year after year. The shape of birds' feet vary depending on where they live. The shape and size of a bird's bill or beak can show what they eat. All birds have good hearing, so they can respond to songs from other members of their family. Birds are well known for their tunes, and some, like this parrot, even speak. At various stages in life, a female bird will be on the lookout for a mate. Males go out of their way to impress the ladies, often in a good decorator. The male satin bowbird builds an avenue of twigs, and at each end he places a collection of anything he finds attractive, such as shells, bones, or berries. The female picks the nest she finds the most appealing. There is often competition between the males to attract the females, so performances have to be very slick. This female has chosen her mate. It is important for birds to find the right partner. Peacocks, swans, pigeons are included in this class. The male weaver birds builds an incredible nest that hangs from a branch. When a female passes, he hangs beneath it, fluttering his golden wings and shrieking to her to join him. The blue-footed booby has blue feet which are attractive to the females. When he wants a mate, he dances and lifts his feet to show them off. The male frigate bird has a red neck pouch which he inflates with air when he is looking for a mate. When a female passes, he overs it around and makes gobbling noises to impress her. All birds lay eggs which other animals find tasty. To keep their eggs safe, many birds build nests. Some weavers, called social weavers, build one huge nest to hold lots of birds. This only happens in dry regions. However, if they got too heavy with rain, they would fall. The most important thing about a nest is that no enemies can reach it. For this reason, many birds build their nest in trees. Some birds go to great lengths to make amazing looking nests. Tunnel home in the reeds, mud nest, tree trunk are the places where birds build their nest. Some birds don't make nest at all. Instead, they lay their eggs on the ground. These Eurasian ostrich eggs are compact against the pebbles. Round hollow nests like this are called cup nests. Birds build them in trees using twigs, feathers, moss and anything else they can find. Hollowed out trees are good places to keep eggs safe. Woodpeckers make nests by chiseling through the wood with their sharp beaks. Some birds go to great lengths to make amazing looking nests. Along the west coast of Africa, thousands of Cape Gaynetes lay their eggs at the same time, right next to each other. This reduces the chances of the eggs being eaten. Birds' eggs have a hard shell. Predators can crack them quite easily, so they must be kept safe. Hatching out, making or finding a nest is a lot of work for birds. But looking after the eggs and chicks is even harder. The mother bird sits on her nest, keeping the egg warm until they hatch. When they are born, they need constant feeding until they can look after themselves. There are two types of young bird. Nest birds are born blind and naked and depend completely on their parents. The other type, like ducklings, hatch with open eyes and coat of downy feathers. Water birds are often born on the ground rather than in nests, so they have to be able to get out of danger quickly. Ducklings take a water very soon after hatching. A female swan lays up to 8 eggs in a clutch and only she looks after them. When the chicks are born, both parents take care of them for about 5 months. Both parents help to feed their chicks. They can make up to 1,000 trips a day between them to bring back enough food. Cuckoos don't look after their chicks. Instead, the female lays her egg in another bird's nest. When it hatches, the chick kicks out the other eggs. Songbirds. Most of the world birds are part of huge family known as the songbirds. They spend a lot of their time in flight. The songbird family are all very different in looks, habits and songs. Songbirds or preachers all have a unique type of foot. That means they can grip onto even the thinnest branches. 3 of their toes point forwards and 1 points backwards. Like this song thrush, most songbirds are small, but they use up a lot of energy flying, so they need a lot of food. They feed on small insects, worms and snails. Robin, blackbird and warbler are included in this class. Each species of songbird has its own special song. Using different notes and rhythms, males tend to sing more than females. Down in Europe and North America is when male songbirds sing loudly. To attract females, somehow the females seem to hear the correct tune in the noise. Many songbirds live in groups called flocks. They collect food together and join forces to fight off bigger birds that might eat them. The Australian flybird can not only imitate other bird songs but also other sounds it hears in the rainforest, such as chainsaws and even camera clicks. Birds live in the air. Some birds are spectacular acrobats. They are the experts of the air. One or two can even fly backwards. Many of these birds spend most of their lives in the air. The hummingbirds. These tiny birds bear their wings in a figure of 8 pattern. This means that they can hover and fly backwards. Smaller species beat their wings 80 times a second. Swifts, swallows and martins have folk tales that help them to control their flight. They can catch insects while they are flying and even, like this swallow, swoop down over water and drink without landing. The smallest bird in the world is the bee hummingbird, found in Cuba. It feeds on nectar from flowers. Its eggs are smaller than peas. Swallow collect mud pellets and mold them into cup-shaped nests. These can often be seen beneath the eaves of buildings. The parents feed the chicks by hovering near them rather than landing. Swifts such as this chimney swift spend a lot of their time in the air, but they must land when they are ready to nest. Sand martins look similar to swallows. They make their nest by digging burrows in soft earth along river banks or cliffs. The swift can spend a lot of time in the air without landing. They can catch insects and even sleep on the wing. Freshwater birds. If you search around freshwater, anywhere in the world you will find teams of birds living on it or near it. Some are swimmers and others are waders. Kingfishers live by rivers. They perch on branches above the water waiting for fish to swim past. When they see one, they dive. Ducks, geese and swans are waterfowl. They have boat-shaped bodies and webbed feet, which make them very good swimmers. Waterfowl having long bills with sharp ridges along them to grip slippery fish. Mallards often feed by sticking their bottoms into the air to reach plants. Waders have long legs that allow them to walk in shallow water without getting their feathers wet. Some also have long necks for finding food. Herons are found living next to rivers and lakes. They eat fish which they catch by darting their S-shaped neck forward and stabbing the fish with their sharp beak. Flamingos live in huge flocks of sometimes 1 million birds. Many of them are pink because they eat tiny shrimps that dye their feathers pink. Seabirds. Many birds spend their lives next to the sea or out on the open ocean. Some only return to land to breed and raise young. A lot of seabirds such as this albatross have webbed feet that help them swim and special beaks to hold slippery fish. The sea is full of food and birds have various ways to catch it. Some chase fish underwater while others, such as gannets and boobies, dive down like torpedoes from the air to snatch them. The pelican dives underwater and scoops up fish in its large mouth. It can fit 3 times more fish in its mouth pouch than in its stomach. The puffin has webbed feet and small wings which it uses like fins to swim as well as to fly. It raises its own chick called a puffin in burrow. In the chill, you have to be pretty tough to survive the freezing temperatures of the Antarctic. But some birds not only survive but thrive in the chill. The penguin, the most penguins such as these emperor penguins, live in colonies which can consist of hundreds of thousands of birds. Penguins may look clumsy on land and can't even make it into the air, but in the water they are our most swimmers. They use their wings as flippers and their tail and feet to steer. One of the few birds that lives in breeds on Antarctica all year round is the snow petrel. It is completely white, which keeps it hidden in the snow. The Antarctic skua lives on or near the ice in Antarctica and nests at the coast. It eats penguin eggs and even baby penguins if they are left unguarded. Penguin parents tuck their egg under their bellies, resting it on their feet. The parents take turns to look after it. When king penguin chicks are born, they are covered in brown downy feathers. Penguins find it hard to walk, so they often slide on their belly over snow and ice, pushing with their flippers and feet. The chicks must be fed until they grow adult waterproof feathers. Birds of prey, with their huge wings, sharp talons, and hooked beaks, birds of prey are the hunting kings of the bird world. Many birds of prey spot an animal on the ground from very high up in the air with their excellent eyesight. They swoop down and grab it with their sharp talons. Secretary birds have incredibly long legs. They rarely fly. Instead, they can be seen taking long strides across the grasslands of Africa. The eagle is the most powerful of the birds of prey. It can kill on animals as big as itself. Vultures don't just eat dead animals. This Egyptian vulture enjoys eggs as well. The Egyptian vulture loves ostrich eggs but cannot break them with its beak. Instead, it uses a stone to crack the egg. Vultures are the best collectors of the world, eating dead animals before they rot. They very rarely kill their own food. Buzzards' wings are huge, which means they are fast flyers and can glide and even hover without flapping their wings. The osprey have such good eyesight that they can spot fish swimming underwater. They swoop down to the surface and scoop the fish up in their sharp talons without landing on the water. Night flyers. As the sun sets, most birds settle down for good night's sleeps. Owls and nightjars, however, are preparing for a night of hunting. Owls come in all sizes and colors and can be found around the world. Nightjars rest on the ground during the day. At night they hunt, plucking insects out of the air as they fly. All owls, such as this barn owl, hunt in darkness and must rely on their amazing eyesight and hearing to help them. During the day, owls sleep often in branches of the trees. Their feathers comfort them so well. Hunting by night, all owls eat small animals. They swoop silently on their victims in the dark and grab them in their sharp talons. Owls cannot chew, so they swallow their food whole. When they have digested the animal, they cup up the bones and fur as a small pellet. Rather than build nests, and owls prefer to lay their eggs in holes of some kind in trees, or building them. Male and female both help to feed the chicks. Exotic flies, tropical rainforests, and places with warm climates are filled with exotic and colorful birds, which are often very large. Toucans. Birds live in the South American rainforest and surrounding areas. They are famous for their huge bills. Birds of paradise are from Papua New Guinea. This Rajiniya, birds of paradise, is showing off his beautiful feathers to a female by opening his wings and shaking them at her. The parrot family are very colorful and often very noisy. They are strong flyers and good climbers. Parrots include macaws, budgerars, lovebirds, and parakeets. Crested cockatoos. These parrots, called cockatoos, have a bright yellow crest on their head, which they raise when they are frightened or angry. Almost all parrots eat plants such as fruit, nuts, and seeds. They are the only birds that hold food up to their mouths using their feet. Game birds. Game birds leave most of their leaves on the ground. Most are plump with a small head, short wings, and sturdy, strong legs. Game birds such as this male common pheasant are hunted by humans for sport, which is why they are called game birds. Like most male game birds, this cockerel is more brightly colored than the hen. They use their fine feathers to attract females. Males have brightly colored feathers. Most game birds nest in shallow holes in the ground. This is the reason the females are duller in color, so that they are camouflage against the ground when they are nesting. Birds are strong runners and prefer to run away from dangers rather than fly. When very afraid, however, they are capable of rocketing upwards quickly with frantic flapping wing beats. The male peacock has the most spectacular tail in the animal world. When he wants to attract attention, he raises it high. Not all males have bright feathers. Both male and female willow ptarmigans change their colors throughout the season, so they are always camouflaged. Globetrotters. The great advantage birds have is that they can fly. This means they can choose the warmest part of the world to live in at any one time. The Arctic train is the biggest traveler of all. Each year it flies the whole way around the world, from the Arctic to the Antarctic and back again. Migration. Many birds have summer and a winter home in different places. Their journey from one place to another is called migration. Traveling birds have different travel habits. Some fly non-stop, some rest on the way. Song thrush, buzzards, sanderling, Canada goose, swan, ruby-throated hummingbird, which is included in this class. Birds of prey, hawks, buzzards and eagles from North America fly south to warmer climates as the winter approaches. Eagles use warm air currents to help them glide. Norse leave the Arctic in the autumn and fly towards South America. They travel over the 2000 miles of ocean non-stop. V formation. Many birds fly in a V formation because the bird in front makes the air easier to fly through for the ones behind. Flightless birds. Some birds cannot fly even though they have wings. Often, as a result of this, they became excellent at running or swimming instead. There are so few mammals here that some birds have no need to fly. Kakapo, kiwi, takabe are the birds which are included in this class. Ostriches are the fastest bird runners in the world. In fact, they are faster than race horses. They can reach speeds of 75 km per hour. Ostriches are the world's largest birds. They have feathers to keep them warm, which look more like fur. Even though they can't fly, they still have small wings, which are useless. Moving in flocks, like flying birds, ostriches and emus like to live in large groups called flocks. The ostrich is the only bird in the world to have only 2 toes. Flightless wings. One reason birds have wings is to make a quick escape from predators, animals that want to eat them. If birds don't have predators, they have no need to fly and may lose their ability over time. Penguins uses its wings as flippers to fly underwater. Its feathers are short and stiff to keep them warm in cold climates. The Galapagos Island of Western South America have no mammals that kill birds, so their cormorants have lost the ability to fly. They have become good swimmers. Most birds' eggs are looked after by their mothers, but in the Reha family, the father is in charge. He sometimes looks after up to 60 eggs, all from different mothers, in one nest. Flightless birds like this Reha have tiny, useless wings that they don't use. You are listening this video and seeing this video. Thanks for your attempt.